Hi Cancer, welcome to Yellow Card No Tarot with me. My name is Carole and this is going to be a general reading for you for May 2026. I hope you're all doing well. And if you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you commented below to let me know that you found my channel and let me know if the video resonated with you. As well, if you're coming back for another reading, I want to thank you for coming back. And I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel because it helps get my videos out there when people subscribe. So if you're interested in a personal reading, you can go to my website called carolecares.com, and it's Carole with an E, carolecares.com. I have personal readings on there, a select number of them that I've done on this channel before. And you can take a look there and see if there's something that you might like. Also, I'm a shamanic healer, shamanic practitioner, so I offer a free 15-minute consultation if you're interested in a reading, a healing, just to see if we're a good fit for each other. And there's absolutely no pressure after the 15-minute that we talk, and usually it goes on for a little bit more than 15 minutes, but there's no pressure for you to have a reading with me, right? I won't bother you at all. It's just if you want to think about, if there's something that you think you want some healing for, you can ask if that's something that can happen for you. And so there's that as well on my website. But today you're here for your readings. So when I sat down for the readings in May, I heard the words hollow bone. And it's those words, that concept is something that's really central to shamanism, actually. So I like shamanism to come into my readings when I can. In the deck, the Shaman's Dream Oracle, there is a card called Hollow Bone. And hollow bone, if you can see, there's a word underneath that. It says teachability. So the hollow bone concept speaks about becoming a conduit or a vessel, right? So it's like emptying out so that the divine spirit, the divine or spirit can come through to help for personal reading as well as healing others. And so in order to become like hollow bone, one must become empty of the notions of who you are, right? Because we can go through life thinking that we're a certain individual or we're a certain person. And so we're really being asked to check our ego at the door and to become like hollow bone. So it's essentially about getting out of your own way so that you can become teachable. Because when you become teachable, you are in a position to receive rather than control the situations around you. And so we're going to look at, there's going to be something that's going to come up for you right now. I'm going to be using the Tarot of the Abyss, first of all, and then I'm going to clarify with the Rider-Waite deck of A.E. Waite. And so we're going to look first of all at what belief or identity story about yourself, right? What have you been holding on to that's blocking you right now? So this is really a reading that's going to look at, what is your ego self been telling you about yourself all along, and you've been believing it, right? Because that's what's blocking you right now. And so let's take a look at that. We're going to ask for one card that wanted to come out right away, and the Tower card came out. Of all cards, right? I just pulled this deck because it wanted me to use this deck in particular. So I'm wondering if we're going to go a little bit deep here. So yeah, you have the Tower card sitting here. So we're going to take a peek at that one. What pattern, mindset, or emotions need to be released or emptied out? I just heard a message about the Tower card, but I will let you know that message in a minute. What pattern, mindset, or emotions need to be released in order to be emptied out? This part is about healing. This is your unconscious. Number 2, it's your shadow. And so, and then my bird fell here, my cardinal fell. So, what needs to be released here? What needs to heal? What pattern? What mindset that wants to come out? And the 9 of Swords. in a sideways position. What's the message, guidance, or truth behind what you've been resisting, right? So there is something, there's a message behind all of this that you've been resisting. Sometimes you don't know that you are resisting, but what's the message, guidance, or truth that sits behind it, right? There's always truth behind what you've been resisting looking at. So what is the message? What's the truth behind it? Or maybe the guidance. 10 of Wands in a sideways position. And finally, how can you begin to trust and allow in order to step into the hollow bone state right now? Right? So this is a healing journey and that you're on, we're all on. And so this is a process, right? It's a journey. And so what this is going to do is it's going to focus on, okay, I've given you all this information right here. And so the tarot is going to say, okay, this is how you're going to heal this. This is what you need to focus on right now, right? So let's have one card for that. Sorry, I don't want one card. I want, yes, one card. What am I saying? I was thinking I was clarifying. Okay, that's good. So, Magician card sideways. So you have a Magician and the Tower. You have two major arcana cards, two powerful ones for you. Let's take a look at, and these were all pre-shuffled before I came on. So the Tower, can I have two clarifiers for the Tower? Tell me more about Tower. Okay, so you have the Four of Wands and the Judgment card sideways. Another major arcana card for you there. Nine of Swords, couple cards for that, for Cancer here. Couple card, there we are. You have the High Priestess in reverse and the Page of Cups. Another major arcana card sitting with a page. Powerful. 10 of Wands. Couple cards here to clarify the 10 of Wands. Here's one. The Hermit card, major arcana, and the 5 of Wands. So you have a lot of universal forces, powerful energy in this reading for you right now. Makes sense. You started off with the Tower. That's a powerful card. So, yeah, you have a lot going on here, Cancer. Magician, a couple cards for that. Some real strong energies. Go with one more card for you. Oh, Three of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Under the Magician card. Okay, I'm curious to see what this reading. It's just, it looks, only because there's just so many major arcana cards in it. It's just like, there's a lot here. So, Cancer, what belief or identity story are you holding on to that's blocking you right now? Oh my God. You have the Tower card. Yeah. I feel like there's this one individual right here that's hanging from that house right here in the tree. And It's like you're hanging on for dear life right now. And the message that I heard at the beginning was, like, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for a tower moment to happen, right? And a tower moment only comes about in our life, and I've had a few of them, and I'm going to say a few too many of them, because I'm sure you have too. A tower moment it comes out when the universe has given you many red flags and said, listen, something needs to change here. Something needs to give, but you've been hanging on. You're hanging on by a thread. And you know what it is because it's a general reading. What are you hanging on to that you don't want to let go of? And it's like you've been asked many times. There have been many warnings. And this wants to come out. It's that close. It's like, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for a tower moment to happen before you actually make that change? Because a tower moment will say, I've given you, these mini baseball bats over the head. I've tried to get you to change, but you're not. And so here it is. And it's a final red flag, or final, baseball bat that makes you change the course. And unfortunately, it involves a lot of pain. And so I think this reading is here to say, I'm going to try. This is kind of like the last effort of the universe that says, I'm going to try to tell you this one last time to avoid this pain. There's a pain card sitting here at the end. So, and I see that the Four of Wands is sitting right underneath that tower. It's like these people that are walking away, finally, walking away from this stone wall that they've been held hostage in for so long. And they're finally getting their freedom in the Four of Wands. It's like a celebration card. It's like, yes, we have our freedom. And here you are, holding on to something. And there's freedom here. There's freedom sitting right underneath it. It's like, it's right there for you. But you're holding on by a thread. And then the Judgment card comes as a final card here. It's incredible what this is saying. The Judgment card, and it's sideways here. But it's asking you to bring awareness here. This is a card about waking you up. Right? Reading is trying to wake you up. These people are sleeping. They're sleeping in their coffins. And there's this angel that's coming here, blowing this horn so that they awaken out of their coffin. This card, this has been called the Awakening card. It's trying to wake you up. It's sideways here. I think you're sleeping. And maybe this reading is like, okay, all right, I hear you. I hear you. There's a tower card. There's a tower moment coming for you. But this is going to be the last warning for you. And so, because you have been holding on to some story over and over and over again that's keeping you asleep. And really, it's keeping you trapped in that wall right there, where there's freedom here for you. You can walk away out of that, the situation that you think you're trapped in, maybe, And so what pattern, mindset, or emotions need to be released before? And oftentimes when we're here, when we're in this situation, there's something that's coming up here for healing. We need to heal something. And once you heal this, once you deal with this, because this is what's having the most impact on this. You don't want that tower moment to come that's going to force you to deal with this right here. This is what's coming up from your shadow, from your unconscious. And so what is it? Well, you have the Nine of Swords here. Look at this individual. Maybe, I look at this and this individual looks like they're in the middle of a nightmare, right? There's some kind of a nightmare that's happening here. And I look at this as a memory card. You probably are having a lot of difficulties right now with your sleep. And oftentimes we get our memories or pieces of memories that need to be healed in our sleep, in our dreams. But your ego self will keep you awake at night. It'll be the one that wakes you up at 3 or 4 in the morning, right? It's the one that will prevent you from getting to this memory. There is a memory here that you need to get to. And that's all I'm supposed to say. High Priestess comes here. Remember, this is your unconscious. So this is what happened to you when you were younger, when you were a child, when you were an adolescent. The High Priestess is a Major Arcana card. And she, in an upright position, she's blocked right now. She represents our intuition. This is a real feminine card. It has nothing to do with our gender. But there's a part of you that we all can be very, very intuitive. Intuition is our gut knowing. Your gut knowing. You know deep, 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 deep down inside what this memory is. Your body holds it, right? Your body is your feminine side, but it's blocked right now because you're not in your body, because your ego self is keeping you trapped in your head, in your mind, so that you don't get to this memory. Our memories are not in our head. They're in our body. And so you are up in your head right now, very much asleep in your mind, because your ego self does not want you to get to this memory, because there's emotions that are attached to this memory. And here is the part in you that holds your memory. It's your inner child. Our inner children hold all our memories, hold our emotions. This particular inner child, and we have more than one inner child, by the way. I've been on my own intensive healing journey for about 9 years now, working with a trauma coach. And I know that I have more than one inner child. I have many of them because they hold our big memories. They hold our emotions. They hold our information, what happened to us. You have this inner child that needs healing. It's the inner child that holds the cup of emotions. And it's the inner child that will cause the most chaos in our life, because it is the one that has the cup of love backing them up. And love is the biggest vibration in the universe. I'm going to go out on a limb here, the limb of you hanging here. I believe that you are hanging on to a relationship in your life, whether it's a friend, whether it's a colleague, whether it's an intimate partner or somebody. It's a toxic relationship that you are sitting in right now. And this little part that's holding on to it is the part that needs love desperately. And this is the part that will cause all the chaos in our life when it comes to relationships. And because this little guy's sitting here right now, I'm going to say he's the most important, it's the most important card on this table right now. Because this little part, I call it the love seeker. It's the one that will invite all these toxic relationships in our life, and we'll keep holding on to them, hoping that that person's going to change for us. And so what we'll do is we'll become that little chameleon, and we'll change everything about ourselves so that we can please get the love from this one person. And so you are hanging on to someone, could be a family member, and you're hoping that they're going to change. You're hoping that they're going to be your savior, that they're going to love you. If only this person would love you, then things would be okay. And that's why you're holding on to this person, because you're hoping that they're going to love you. But that is linked to a memory of someone when you were younger, could be a very important person in your life, like a parent who didn't love you when they were younger, when you were younger, and they hurt you. There's a lot of hurt there from someone that was very important to you when you were younger. And that's why you continue to, this little part right here keeps on trying to get these people in your life to give you that love, but they're all the wrong people. They're toxic people. And so there's something that's going to happen here again in regards to this relationship. And if there's one thing I know, the most painful pain in the world is the pain of the love seeker when they get rejected. That's what I know. And so that's the Tower moment here. There's something that's going to happen, but I think there's someone you need to let go of. And so what is the message, guidance, or truth behind it that you've been resisting? You have the Ten of Wands here. I think you've been through enough. Enough is enough. This is the burdens. This is the end of a cycle. You're at the end of a cycle right here, and you know it. You know, the Tower moment's sitting right there for you. You've been through enough with this person. Like, enough is enough. It's like, how many more wands? How much more do you want to take? Right? How much more do you want? You've been through enough already. And the message is, it's time for you to go inwards now. That's what the Hermit card's all about. It's time for you to go inwards. It's time for you to shine a light on the pain that your love seeker is holding on to. What's the pain that your love seeker has? What's this pain that you've been avoiding? And you're trying to seek out other people so that they can give you that love that you didn't get when you were younger. What's this pain that you need to get to? There's a lot of pain there. There's a lot of pain. And I'm going to say this pain is connected to this Five of Swords right here. Right? This is going to tell me what your little love seeker holds on to. He's holding on to, you see this individual right here in the back? See how he's covering his face? He's the one that's lost the battle. You have a lot of loss in this card. Look at the emotions here. Look at all of them trying to flow. They're flowing in the background here. When there's water that shows up in a card, that talks about our emotions. And emotions are meant to flow. They're not supposed to get stagnant, stuck, right? You've got this loss. This person here feels a lot of shame because of the battle that they've lost. There's a lot of I don't matter in this card, which is shame. Your little love seeker is holding a lot of pain of I don't matter from the loss that they felt when they were younger of not being loved. They're holding a lot of grief and shame that you need to feel. That you're holding on to this person right now, hoping that they're going to save you. If they only would love you, right? Then you wouldn't feel this pain anymore. So how can you begin to trust and allow in order to become this hollow bone right now, where you're in a place of accepting and receiving, rather than trying to control this with your ego self, trying to control this relationship, trying to hold on so tight. We have the Magician card coming in sideways. The Magician card is a number 1 card. It's the Major Arcana card. When I was in a position, this was earlier on, like I said, I've been on this healing journey of mine intensively for 9 years. The first year I remember when I was with my life coach, who I'm still with right now, when there was some real emotional shit that was coming up for me to deal with, and kind of like what you're doing right now with this memory that's coming up for you right now. And I wanted her so badly to give me the answers. I didn't want to go inwards. I didn't want to go inwards because it was too painful to go there. I had been resisting going inwards for years. And I've had my share of tower moments. And you know what she told me, this Magician card? She told me, Carole, I can't give you the answers. You have all the answers in you. That's the last thing I wanted to hear from her. I was so angry. I wanted to quit. I didn't want to work with her anymore because I didn't want to go inwards. I didn't want to believe that I had all the answers. I was hiring her so she would give me my answers. And she said, no, I can't. You have everything in you. And Cancer, you have everything in you. You know what to do with this situation. To undo this pain that you're sitting with right here. Here's the pain right here. Your little love seeker. He has so much pain. You know what to do. But you're blocking the pain. And that is this blocking. You're blocking this love seeker. When we block our inner parts, because we don't want to hear what they're saying. We don't want to know their memories. We don't want to know what emotions they're carrying. That's where the pain comes from, is defending them and resisting them. Because once you give in to this, once you give in to this pain, you're going to get your freedom. Here's the part that wants freedom. This is your freedom fighter. There's 4 of them here in this deck. This is your freedom fighter. He's the one that doesn't want your control to be controlled by your ego anymore. He wants to be free. And he has the pentacle in his hand. The pentacle is his body. It's him getting into his body. It's him getting grounded. And he is frickin' angry right now. There's a part of you that's angry. And so I'm going to go that route with you right now. This is where you need to go right now, Cancer. I'm going to give you the advice. You need to get angry. There's some pain here, that there's something, that a memory that happened to you when you were younger that you've been resisting looking at. And you can't just jump into this grief right now. But I'm going to tell you the avenue to take so that the grief will come naturally. But you've got to get angry, Cancer. You've got to get angry first. Maybe you know. Maybe I'm going to say that you're going to get angry at this person that won't give you the love. This person that you're being asked to let go of. Why don't you get angry at them? Start with that. Get angry at that fucking person right now that you're holding on to, that you don't want to let go of. Get really angry at them. And you do that by journaling. I do say, I'm so fucking angry at you. I could take you and do whatever to you right now. And that's what you do. I rage on the page, either through with a pen and paper or on your computer, whatever you think is the safest way for you right now and the most comfortable. I'm going to leave 2 playlists for you right now, Cancer. One's going to be how to get angry, because that might be very difficult for you to access that anger, especially because if you've told not to get angry when you were younger. But I'm going to give you a playlist on anger, and that's going to tell you, there's going to be some videos on how to, in that playlist, it's going to tell you how to journal from your anger. And then I'll give you a separate playlist on journaling, just how to journal from emotions. All right? So those 2 are going to help you out. But you need to get to your anger. And that's what's going to save you right now. Because behind that anger is going to be the emotion that you need to get to. And that's the emotion that anger blocks. And that's the grief. But that'll come on its own. But you got to focus on getting angry right now first. And so, Cancer, I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through right now. This is the most difficult journey of your life, the healing journey, but it's the most important one. So take care, and I'll talk soon. Bye.